Hey guys, and welcome to Ozzie Reviews. Well, today I'm checking out the Ruger SR-762 semi-auto rifle in 7.62 by 51 NATO or 308 Winchester. Now, because it is a semi-auto centerfire, this rifle is category D here in Australia, so it is prohibited for use for recreational or target use. There are very limited uses for it, but my use is feral pest control, as most people know. I do contract shooting, so this rifle took me a long time to get. It was just unbelievable. About 5 months in general. It was just a very long process. But anyhow, I finally got it. So what I'm going to do with this review today is obviously show you the different features of it, because I want to make myself familiar with the features of the rifle, because I've never used it, never shot it, so I need to make myself familiar with that. And then obviously I'm going to go out and try different ammo through it before doing some contract work, and just see what ammo works the best in it, what's the most accurate, reliable, and so forth. And then I'll know which ammo to stick with, obviously for feral pest control. So let me just start off, first of all, guys. You can see here that it's clear, okay? I don't have any ammunition in the chamber, or the magazine for that matter. I never do when I'm doing this sort of reviews. Before I go into the specs about the rifle, I just want to show you briefly a few things that come with the rifle. So first of all, the manual. Okay, you'll see there it says SR-556, and it's actually got an insert here for the SR-762 applicable parts. Now look, it's basically identical to the SR-556, just on steroids. It's a steroid version, so to speak, because everything here is just bigger. It's identical, but just bigger to the SR-556. Now this is why I wanted this rifle so much, because the reliability I get from the SR-556 is just unbelievable. So I wanted that same features and reliability in its bigger brother, but also just have the same familiarity with where the controls are, being basically an AR-10 platform. Everything's in the same position as the AR-15 platform. So I actually got rid of my DSA SA-58 and got this one instead. Okay, so we've also got a lock, a Ruger lock that comes with it. Okay, nothing too special there. Now it comes with different Picatinny rails. There's 2 Picatinny rails here, and there's actually 3 finger groove rails that I've already got on the rifle, so I'll show you that in just a moment. Now this is the coolest thing. I mean, the SR-556 and the SR-762 come standard with 3 PMags ready to go. I just think that's just fantastic. Like nothing frustrates you more when you're only getting 1 mag with the rifle. They give you 3 mags and you're ready to rock and roll. So really, really good magazines too, being PMags. Now you get a soft carry case. You probably won't be able to see it too well, guys, on here, but it's just a standard one with the Ruger logo on it. And then internally, I'll just fold it over so we can get it on the camera. We've got the internal compartments there for the spare magazines as well. So I mean, that's what's so good about it. I mean, you really don't have to buy much at all when you get this rifle, because you've got pretty much everything for it. You've got your range bag, you've got your magazines, it's all set up. So it's really, really a top quality rifle. So as for the actual weight of it, now being 308, okay, look, it's not going to be super lightweight. It is 8.6 pounds, or just under 4 kilo, about 3.9 kilo. But when you actually pick it up and feel it, like it does feel quite good. Like honestly, it just doesn't feel like it's weighing you down, like an M14 or something like that. It's just not. And just keep in mind what I said, guys, an M14, not Mini 14, obviously, because they are pretty lightweight. There's definitely a difference. So yeah, it just doesn't feel like the M14. It's just completely different. It just feels quite nice to put up to your shoulder and so forth. Now I'll run through a couple of features on it. Okay, so starting from the rear here, let me just go ahead and pull the mag out, and I'll drop that bolt down. Okay, so starting from the rear here, we've got the collapsible 6-position stock. Okay, it's on a mil-spec diameter buffer tube. Now, really good. I mean, these stocks are just great because obviously, you know, depending on what you're doing, I mean, okay, for example, for me in feral pest control, if I'm doing it through the day, you know, I've just got a normal sort of long sleeve camo shirt on or something. Now, obviously, I'm fairly tall, so I can adjust the length of pull out to suit me. But if I'm shooting of a night time, now, you know, I may be wearing a really thick, heavy jacket, especially in the winter time. It's quite cold. Then obviously my length of pull is going to be shortened a bit, so I can just put the stock in a little bit just to adjust quite comfortably to it. Now, if you got these stocks on normal, you know, recreational rifles here in Australia, I mean, some people have them on their Remington 7615s, for example. Well, they're just a great stock because, you know, you can teach a youngster to shoot and you can move the stock into, you know, to suit their length of pull. You know, if mum and dad can go out and shoot, so dad can have a shoot and pull the stock way out, or mum can have a shoot and move it in. So it's just really good. You know, it doesn't make the firearm any different in the sense of it doesn't make it, you know, full automatic or anything like that, as some people really think. You know, it's just a nice feature that just allows a variety of different people to be able to just adjust the firearm to their comfort level. So really, really good. So moving along here just to the receiver. Look, we've got a full-length Picatinny rail that goes all the way to the handguard, even up to the gas block. So you can mount, as I've done here, you know, a massive variety of optics. I've got the Aimpoint Comp M4 red dot. Now, the reason I don't have a scope, guys, is because, you know, a lot of my shots for, you know, feral pest control, you know, they can be as close as like 50 yards, you know, 100 yards, that sort of thing. Very rarely, I mean, you know, I'm not shooting out at, you know, 300 yards and so forth, so I don't really need a magnified scope. So just a nice, quick acquisition red dot like the Comp M4 is perfect for my needs. So that's why I've mounted this on there. Now the bolt and the bolt carriers are chrome plated. It's got the Ruger logo, just as the SR-762 does. I'll just bring that up to the camera so you can have a close-up of that. Just really, really nice. I just like the features of these rifles. The grip you got here is a Hogue finger groove grip, so they're really comfortable, just straight out of the box. Really nice. I don't like the old sort of like just a standard like A2 grips. I'm not a fan of them on the AR platform. I really love these finger groove grips. They're just a lot softer and a lot nicer just in general, but that's just my preference. Now you've got folding backup iron sights, okay, so they just flip up, okay, at the rear there, so you can adjust for the windage with the rear, just push in the side and flip them down. And then at the front here, same sort of thing, you can just flip it up fairly easy. Okay, and you can adjust for the actual elevation, just like a normal AR front sight. Now, the handguard here is very, very different to the original SR series. Now, you probably remember the original SR series had, you know, a machined built-in Picatinny rail on the side and the bottom. Now, they've gone away with that with the SR-762, and they've just got this smooth handguard. Obviously, why they've done that is just to lighten the load a little bit. You know, they don't want to make it a 10-pound rifle, basically. So, a little bit of saving with weight there. And I've put on these finger groove handguards, okay? Now, there's 3 of them, so quite comfortable, you know, on the other side here as well. So, you know, really nice to just put your hand on there and grip. Now the barrel on this, you'll probably be able to see it if I bring it up to the camera. It is fluted, okay? You can just see in there the flutes. So really, really nice. Now it's a cold hammer forged fluted barrel. It's 16.12 inches, so that's about 41 centimeters. It is a 1 in 10 twist on the barrel. And up at the end here, we've got the typical birdcage Ruger flash suppressor, and the threaded barrel, obviously being 308, is 5/8 by 24 thread there. So you can put on a whole heap of different muzzle brakes and you know, flash hiders that you can get from the States. And obviously, if it's legal to use suppressors in your area, most of the standard 308 suppressors will fit right on this. So really, really good. Now the overall length of the rifle will obviously depend on what position you've got the the collapsible stock in, but you can basically adjust it from the full collapsible position, which will give it an overall length of 34.75 inches or 88 centimetres, right out to its full extended position at 38 inches or 96 centimetres in overall length. So, it's still a pretty compact carbine, isn't it? Like you definitely don't have that length of like the M14 or you don't have the length of like the SLR even. So, very, very compact, and I'm really looking forward to actually using this, and I've got pretty high hopes for it just in general. You've also got the biggest thing about this over normal AR-10s with the direct impingement is this is piston driven. So just like the SR-556, you've got the chrome plated two-stage piston, okay, and it's got the multi-stage regulator. So you've actually got 4 different settings here, and I'll bring that up to the camera and hopefully you'll be able to see it. Now I've got it on 2 at the moment, which is just basically the standard setting. You can put it to 1, 2, 3, or you can shut it off completely so that you can basically use a rifle as a single shot. So obviously there's benefits for that for people in areas where they're using suppressors and that kind of thing. So that's not really applicable for me, but I just like the rifle because you can actually set it. I mean, if you've got a problem with some ammo and it's not cycling, well, you can just turn that gas up, and it'll go on the gas block and push that piston back. So instead of actually having all the hot gases coming back like your direct impingement AR, you've got that piston doing the work for you. So the big benefit to it is that it keeps all the chamber here nice and cool. You can touch it, no problem at all. There's no hot gases going back. And the second big advantage of that is obviously you're not having the hot gases and all the carbon build up all back here in the chamber. So to clean it, all you need to do is just pull out the piston at the front there, and I'll show you how to do that later. And you just wipe the piston down, put it back in, put the regulator back in, or the piston pin there, and it's good to go. So really just I'm really impressed with what Ruger have done with the SR series ARs. I mean, very good rifles in general. So anyhow guys, look, I won't sort of keep waffling on about it. The rifle is exactly what I wanted, so let's get out and sight this in on the farm and see what it's made of. So just to start with guys, because I've not fired it, I just want to get a feel for the trigger, and also I like to heat up the barrel a little bit before I go sighting in as well. So I've just got 20 rounds in the mag here. I'm just going to take it nice and easy and just get a bit of a feel for the rifle. That's just really nice. It just handles just so nicely. Really, honestly, it's just like the 556, but just, on steroids, because it's catering for that big 762 cartridge. So if we get the camera to come around behind me here, you might be able to see up in the hill where I'm just firing into for safety. Probably see it just gets up there in no time at all. Just really nice. Geez, it's nice and smooth too. Okay guys, so we've got various types of hunting ammunition here. The reason that I'm not shooting any match ammo is pretty obvious. This is for feral pest control, so match ammo isn't my purpose. So in the hunting line we've got the Hornady Whitetail, which is a 150 grain projectile. Then we've got the Outback ammo, which is loaded up with 150 grain Swift Scirocco. Then we've got the 165 grain Fusion from Federal. Then we move on to more Outback ammo, but this time loaded up with a 165 grain Sierra Gameking. And then finally we've got the 180 grain soft points in the blue packet federal stuff. So look, there's a variety of different ammo there. So we'll just see how 5-shot groups go out there at 100. I have bore-sighted it as well, so we should at least be on paper, and then if we need to make some adjustments we can do that. So let's see how the sighting in process goes. Alright, so let's have a look at the target, guys, here at 100. Now we started off with the Hornady Whitetail, the 150 grainers. Now keep in mind that red dot, I mean, you know, you've seen it on the intro of this video, it covers all of this. So there is a lot of guesswork in it. I just have to hold as steady as possible. So still, we've done all right there. I mean, none of it's breached the outer you know, perimeter or line of that target, so that's pretty good. I'm quite happy with that from a red dot with no magnification. Then we come down to the Outback ammo with the Swift Scirocco bonded. Really nice as well. If we were being very, very fussy, maybe just a little bit further of a group than what the Hornady is, but still really good. We've come in the middle with the Fusion, and I thought I would have done a lot better with that because obviously the target, the red dot takes up pretty much all of that there, but I could still hold quite central, but still our shots aren't too good there, so not too happy with them. Then we come up with the Outback ammo, the 165 grain Gamekings there at the top. I mean, look at that, beautiful group, but then obviously we've had one flyer, but I dare say that would be what we can expect from that ammo and this rifle. Then we come down to the Federal 180 grainers. They've spread a bit, but then as I say, look, there's a bit of guesswork involved. So I'd say probably honestly that the tightest shooting ammo, and the one that I'm going to use, is the 165 grain Gamekings and Outback ammo. I mean, I know I've said it before when I did that DSA SA58 review. Those 165 grain Gamekings will kill any game here in Australia, hands down. They are an excellent hunting round. So that's what I'm going to cider in a bit more with and stick to that. Okay guys, so what I'll show you now is I want to show you the bolt carrier and also the piston system on the SR-762. So pretty easy to take down. As you can see, we're clear. All clear there. Now we'll take it down. It's got the same takedown pin as the standard AR. So all you need to do is just pop that out. Comes out fairly easy. And it is retained on the other side, so it's not going to pop all the way out. Just break it in half. Okay, so there's our bolt and bolt carrier. Okay, now when you look at that, I mean it's fairly good really to the amount of rounds we've fired. I mean, this is cool to touch, no problem at all, apart from a bit of sun on it naturally. But you've got a little bit of grease and stuff on there, but nothing too major. So really good. Like, I mean, we'll bring it up to the camera, and then also the bolt head. A little bit of grease and stuff on there, but not too bad overall. Especially if you've got a AR-10 just with the direct impingement, you'll certainly notice the difference, won't you, with the amount of carbon and everything you've got built up on the bolt there. So really quite good. So I'll just close it for now. So I want to take down this piston. So with that, just from left to right, you'll see there's a takedown pin at the front. It's the same thing there, that just pushes out and it gets retained on the right hand side. Then you'll see up the top here, just with the 762 is exactly the same as the 556. Okay, you've got your piston settings here, so obviously I have it on 2 because that's the average setting. So what we need to do is move it around to the arrow. Okay, there's one and there's the arrow. Once the arrow's there, we can then lift up and pull piston out. So just turn upside down here, you'll see it'll come out. So that's it there. So there's the carbon build-up, all there. So all we need to do is just get a rag, just wipe over it, and you can start to see that it's coming off. Then for the more stubborn parts, just a bit of G96. Or if you don't use G96, just another, you know, like a bore cleaner or something. And you can see that it's starting to come off there. And that's really the cleaning on the SR-762. I mean, it makes it so much easier just to be cleaning this little part than your whole chamber. I mean, naturally your chamber still gets cleaned as normal maintenance, but you're just not having to clean it all the time like you are with the direct impingement system. So it doesn't have to be, you know, completely smooth, clean. Still have a little bit of hard wearing stuff on there that can be cleaned later. Let's give that another quick squirt. G96 on there, and I'll pop it straight back in. Same here, I just give just a quick wipe over, just to get some of that carbon off. And you can see it just coming off fairly easy. If you keep rubbing and rubbing, and then obviously you'll get it completely clean, but we've got a few more rounds to shoot yet, so we'll just put it back in the way it is. So once again, all you need to do is just line up the arrow there, and you can see the flat top there, and it's got 762 on it. So we'll stand the rifle up. Straight in like so. Now this little holder at the back here, the pin just there. That can actually get a little bit in the way with these, but just push down and you should see it secured there. And then let's push the pin back through and then it's okay. So obviously we want to turn it back to 2. And it's on 2. That's what I really like about the SR-556 and the 762. When you're turning, you know, with the actual positions of the piston there, there's no mistake. You know when it's in place. It really clicks in with a thud and it holds there rock solid. Just really rugged and reliable. So we'll go ahead and just pop out the takedown pin again. Swipe the bit of grease off the bolt carrier here, just the front of the bolt. I mean, there's not much to do. It's just so user friendly, this system. A charging handle in. Drop the bolt down. So one thing I've noticed though is usually when I close this 762, it's just a couple of times it's just started to wear in a bit, but it has just needed that little bit extra push at the back there because it seems to catch just slightly, but it's okay now. But it just sometimes I found that's just the wear-in process of it. And then just the pin across. Let's make sure that everything works. Charging handle comes back. Bolt stop holds. Bolt release. Onto safe. Yep, everything's reassembled correctly. So it's easy as that. What a user-friendly system in general. Okay, so I'm just going to do a rapid fire test, guys. We've got 20 rounds here in the mag, and we're just going to make sure that everything runs flawlessly and there's no problems at all. Honestly, I don't expect any problems with this action because nothing's jammed up on me, but then again, you never know when you're doing rapid fire. So the reason I do this is because when I'm out in the field and you're shooting, you know, sometimes you get those fast follow-up shots off. I don't want any jams or anything happening, so let's see how it performs. And we're clear. So as you can see, absolutely performs flawlessly, doesn't it? This is why, just like when I got the SR-556, this is the reason I wanted the SR-762 so badly, because I was just very, very confident that it would perform and just work flawlessly, and it does. So guys, look, I'll wrap up the review there. I've got to go out and get to do some work now, so I can't be doing this all day. The rifle, what can I fault about it? Pretty much nothing. The accuracy out there at 100 is honestly really good. It certainly satisfies my needs doing pest control. I mean, if I had an optic on top there and I, you know, zoomed right in, I'm sure that I'd easily shoot under an inch, no problem at all at 100, and that's just with standard hunting ammo. So overall, the rifle is just fantastic. If you do have a Cat D license and you know, you are looking at one of these, honestly, they're very, very hard to go past. I know there's a lot of other brands out there and so forth, but this piston-driven system, Ruger just seemed to have engineered to perfection. I can't fault it at all. So if you're looking at one, guys, they are over $3,000 here in Australia. At the moment, you just got to keep an eye on our dollar because that price will fluctuate. I got mine through Cleaver Firearms. He imports a lot of these, and honestly, I can't be happier with it. All right, guys, till next time, we'll catch you then.